There are many meals that Jesus had with his disciples and his friends. Many of them recorded in the gospel narratives for us, but there is one meal that I would have loved to have been a guest. Wasn't at the wedding of Cana. It wasn't the feeding of the 5,000 there on the hillside. Wasn't even with Lazarus when Jesus went home to his house for a meal. Nor was it actually the Last Supper itself, nor would it be the occasion when Jesus ate fish with his disciples there on the shore of Galilee after he'd been raised to life. But this was a meal at which was one who himself had been raised. The night before Jesus arrives in Jerusalem, he stops over in the house of Mary and Martha, and on this occasion Lazarus is present. But of course now a resurrected Lazarus. Previously, the Gospels tell us that Jesus arrived and Mary took up the position, sat at his feet, leaving Martha in the kitchen to get on with preparing the meal. The atmosphere was far from pleasant. But there was something different about this meal on this night before journeying into Jerusalem. For Martha was serving without complaining. Lazarus was reflecting without confusion, and Mary, I guess, was worshipping without constraint. It's so easy for us, isn't it, to major on what following Jesus costs us. And even as church, we can become preoccupied with just the cost of doing church. And when we see recklessness, money being spent on things for which we're surprised that such things as these are important, given other more pressing costs that we face. Recklessness. After dinner, Mary takes this jar of perfume, and she is thought by Judas to be reckless. This nard, a whole year's salary would have paid for it, pours it over his feet and then washes his feet with her hair. Such reckless affection. Whereas Judas, like so many of us, content to raise wanton objections. But Mary is having none of it, for she knows that that which she is pouring out onto the feet of Christ is but nothing compared to what he will soon pour out for her. And there is Lazarus. Lazarus. Resurrected Lazarus at the table of one who himself would soon be raised from the dead. I think there is often that fragrance of abandonment, reckless worship missing from our lives. What does it mean to be lost in wonder, love and praise? What is joy unspeakable and full of glory? Jesus, speaking to the church at Ephesus in the letters to the church, is there at the beginning of the book of Revelation, accuses them of having lost their first love. Their first love. Perhaps we've grown too old in love, and we need to recover again that youthfulness. Yeah, that recklessness. That willingness to do just what it takes to leave the one we love in no doubt at all of our feelings for them. Judas, he had feelings only for himself. His heart was obsessed with wanton objection. Whereas Mary, her heart was overflowing with reckless affection. And from this then Jesus rides into Jerusalem with all that the weak holds for him. I'll see you there.